What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 18 of First and 10 with Foz. Today we have a very special Sunday afternoon edition. There's a reason for that. Me and my guest could not find another time besides on the weekend because we are on a 7-hour time difference tonight. Well worth it, though. Excited for the show. Before we get into it, yesterday went to the Bears-Bills game with my family and some of my fat crew. Had such a great time. Had tickets donated to us by Miss Joanne Tracker. And on top of the tickets, gave us an opportunity for 4 people to go on the field and wave the Bear Down flag. We had 2 people from our tailgate group, and then in my family, my wife and my oldest son, Hunter, went, and they just had a life-changing experience. So thank you so much, Joanne, for the opportunity. Super grateful. You have a heart of gold. Thank you. 16 days now. Preseason is over until the season opener. It's not just us Bears fans here in Chicago and around the U.S., though, who are excited for this season. We have an Italian Bears family overseas that have formed their own crew back in 2015. Tonight, to tell their story from the group Bears Italia, we have Alex Cavatton. He's going to tell me how to pronounce it when he gets on the show. All right, everyone, welcome Alex.
Hey there, Fuad. How you doing? So the first pronunciation was the correct one.
Okay. You always stick with your first instinct, right? Well, thank you so much for coming on, brother. It's 2 p.m. here. It's 9 p.m. by you.
We have
during the week with our schedules. Obviously, we couldn't make anything work.
And also, there is a huge storm right here. Since a couple of days, the wind is blowing.
You know, I saw that in your background. It looked like almost like police lights or fireworks.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you what the hell's going on out there.
I don't know. It's a crazy summer over here. Hot and rain.
Yes, sir. So I've always been curious, Alex, about NFL fans overseas and like, how do you choose the NFL team you're going to root for, being you're not from America originally? I mean, to me, I would just automatically assume that you're going to pick the winning football team that you see in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl, like the Chiefs or the Bills or the Bengals or 49ers or something like that. Given the history of our Chicago Bears since 1985, how in the hell did you guys become Bears fans over in Italy?
Well, that's a nice question. So basically, I will start saying that we have this kind of a relationship with American football that American people might have with soccer, in the sense that where the big stars play, you're more comfortable following, and there is more. It's always more fun and whatever. So most of the time over here, but not only in Italy, just I think all around Europe, when some of us across the pond pick up a team, is because there is a specific player. And also for basketball, which is more popular the NBA in Italy than the NFL, unfortunately for me. But okay, it works the same. Like when LeBron James was on Cleveland, everyone was a Cleveland fan, and then Miami, and then Los Angeles, and
now that makes sense to me. But I can't. Yeah. What was the rising star or the big star in the Bears who, for you, made you decide like I'm going to be a Bears fan?
So actually, for me, it was a little different because I do love to study the history of sports in general, and American sports to me has a enjoyable storytelling around everything, and so my research started
with George Halas.
No, actually, George Halas is too old. No, after having a first look, I was because my first experience with the United States was in New York.
Okay.
And I always been a New York Knicks fan, and actually I do like the Yankees too. But I never felt that comfortable with Jets or Giants. There was something that didn't ignite the love. And when I started watching following and studying the history of the Chicago Bears and their players and coaches and traditions and everything was amazing. So I'm most a defense guy.
Oh, there you go. This is all coming together now.
Yeah, and so basically, I mean, Butkus and Peyton were the two that
Mhm.
pushed me through the
The
Chicago Bears.
85 Bears defense,
Yeah, yeah, and then
46. Yeah.
and then the Fridge Perry was a dude,
Mhm.
even if he's not an Hall of Famer, but I mean, his part with the Chicago Bears is something that I really love. Um, about the coaching was Buddy Ryan. Buddy Ryan was the one that stolen my heart. And yeah, I mean, I started to follow, I think, around 15 years ago,
Sure.
and then the things exploded definitely when I moved to Chicago in 2015, actually, because my wife got a job at the SAIC, the School of the Art Institute.
Okay.
So we moved all the way. We got married and we moved across the pond in 8 months. We organized everything, packed
Yes.
stuff, and moved to Chicago.
Well,
We
that
knew
wasn't
no one.
stressful at all, huh?
Yeah, well, we were happy and full of energy, so it was an amazing experience to to try. And I mean, Chicago was so good for everything with us.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's the best, dude. The
yes,
food,
yes.
the people, the city, the artwork.
I will take the people first, and
Yeah,
then
I love our sports, man. Chicago's a sports town, first and foremost.
it's a huge sports town, of course. And I mean, talking with people, going all by myself to bars, watching the Bears,
Mhm.
first time at Soldier Field, even if Jay Cutler was playing.
So, what was your first game at Soldier Field? Then was that
It
back in
was the
15?
it was the loss against the Washington Redskins when Cutler was playing.
Okay,
I think we lost maybe for a possession, still more than a field goal. Robbie
sure.
Gold, I remember Robbie Gold missed that field goal that could have bring on a game
Oh
to the
man,
last
that
minute.
is not too common for that to happen.
Nah, yeah, exactly. So,
As good as gold, baby.
all right, and well, that was the first time. Yes, when I actually spent 3 years split on two.
Mhm.
2 seasons split on 3 years,
Sure.
sorry, in Chicago. And when I moved back, I was because we had by the time when social wasn't that popular, social
Mhm.
media and stuff. Like there were nobody who were sharing your passion because like
Sure.
those who follows American football in Italy go upstream.
Mhm.
Here it's all about soccer. Like we have. Um, Probably 99% of our newspaper dedicated to soccer.
Sure,
And
of
I'm a
course.
huge
Yeah.
soccer fan. I had to be honest. Yesterday, I missed the Bears pregame because I was at the stadium watching AC Milan, my
You didn't miss too
hometown.
much, man. Don't worry.
No, yes, yeah. I watched the highlights and I've seen it, but it's cool. It's fine. And so when you're alone, also because we have this 7 hours difference,
Mhm.
6 to New York, 7 to Chicago,
Sure.
and most of the time you're alone by yourself at night watching the game. The good thing
Yeah.
about football is that starts at noon, so we can see the
Sure.
first part of the afternoon easily. But then the night's game, like
Yeah, you're going to like 2, 3 in the morning, especially if you watch like Sunday night
exactly. I
football.
mean,
That's got to
when
be
I
on to
have
like 3 a.m. in Italy, right?
sometimes it's finished. It's ended around 6 a.m. And you
Yeah.
have 6 a.m. You have to go
I
work at
guess you
7.
guys work on Mondays. I mean, we all
Yeah,
have that in common, right?
exactly. So
Yeah.
Sunday night, Monday night,
Yeah.
Tuesday night are always kind of
Sure.
hard, but always fun. And so there was like the need of sharing with someone your passion because felt like you were alone. And
Yeah.
then started to someone, because it wasn't like a fancy thing like it is right now.
Sure.
But there were few groups that created pages where you can join and follow and discuss with other people,
Mhm.
get in touch. And I
So
had
you were
the
able to find like other Chicago Bears fans in Italy at this
yeah,
point?
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, because there were the page of the Chicago Bears Italia, was founded, I think, on 2014.
Mm-hmm.
We might be close to the decade.
Yeah.
And Luca Chiavacci is the founder and the president of Bears
Okay.
Italia. He's a nice guy. He's from Florence, where he also played American football with the
Okay.
Guelfi. The
Nice.
Guelfi came to the Italian, basically it's the Italian Bowl.
Yeah.
They did it in Ohio, I think, a couple of months ago for the first time out of the Italian borders. And yeah, I mean, his project was nice. I was always referring to American news, and I've seen there was some leak. I mean, something that we were missing, in the sense that, I mean, the communication wasn't that good because we needed someone who explained more the details of the stuff,
like the rules and everything is football.
Yeah, also strategy or the importance of specific.
So how many people right now are in Chicago Bears Italia? How many members do you guys have like active?
I think we are more than 1,200.
Oh my God,
something around that. Yeah, when I stepped in, we were 300.
So you're part of like the main group, kind of like the administrators, you would call it?
Yeah, I think so.
So how many administrators are there? Kind of.
Now we're 6. Okay. There was a time we were 4. We had a couple substitution, like people were unable to follow anymore, and sometimes when there is someone.
So who are the 6 people? You want to give them a shout out and maybe talk about like if you know how they became Bears fans over there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, well, Stefano is Stefano Fagioli is one of the, I think, the original. Maybe he stepped in the second year. Luca was the founder. We have a dude, Antonio, which is actually he's a huge football lover, and I think he's quite an expert on college football. Okay, so when we go through,
he spends a lot of time watching football.
Yeah, that is his passion. I mean, he's a fan of the Alabama Birmingham.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically, I don't know who missing. Federico Aletti, who is also the owner of one online magazine called Touchdown Magazine, for I mean, general talking football and that stuff. He lives in São Paulo in Brazil, but he's from Milan. He's quite busy. He missed most of the last season. We have a new entry this year with Luca, another dude, and I mean, yeah, we're 6.
So do you guys get together as like a group, as a club, and like watch the games? I mean, there's only a certain amount of games per year. I mean, do some of you live close? You get together, go to the bar? Or
yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard to organize because we all spread through the country. Cheers, brother. And well, but when we organize to watch the game together, for example, we have this tradition with Huddle Magazine, which is the magazine where I write for. Okay, like all from the Chicago Bears, it's up on Chicago Bears Italia, and I write for Huddle Magazine the articles for the recap for everything that happened. That worth an article basically. And yeah, on the first week, the Huddle Magazine staff, which is, I mean, I think it's included something like 40 people.
Oh, nice.
Everyone writes for his own team, and there is it's a super crew. It's a super nice crew. Also because there are young people like me. I'm not that young because I'm almost 37. But I mean, there is people that is following football since American football, since like the media, the television in Italy started to, show in television. So, which I think it's around the 80s.
Yeah. So, I mean, the first game doesn't come on until 7 p.m. The second game's not on until like 10:30, 11.
Right.
And then Sunday night football after that starts at 2 in the morning, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that goes to almost 5 a.m.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. So I don't think I would be able to do it, man. I don't know if I could be a fan.
You will be able,
It's
because
overnight sports pretty much.
Yeah. Never tired. But yeah, the problem is what you have to do the day after. And I had to wake up too early. And that's why I asked you if we could
this works
anticipate,
perfect,
but because of working reason. But yeah, I mean, the passion can wake you up, and no problem, you're there.
This is my pregame for my 1st and 10 tailgating fantasy draft that's happening right after this. So
right,
again,
cool.
pre-gaming a couple Bears, pre-gaming with the podcast. It's all working out good, my friend.
Yeah.
So you said you're a big defense guy, dude. So who's your favorite Bears player of all time? Was it Dick Butkus? Was it an 85 Bears like Mike Singletary or Richard Dent? I mean, do you have a specific favorite Bears player of all time?
Well, to me, it's Dick Butkus for the defense and Walter Payton for the offense, and there will be no one else. I mean, I need to see Fields winning a ring to step over Walter Payton, but I'm not even sure it could work.
No, I don't think you're ever going to top Walter Payton, man.
Exactly.
Not only was the best running back of all time, he's known to be one of the nicest people of all time, and everything he did charitable-wise. I mean, that's why they do the Walter Payton Award every year for the most charitable NFL player, because he was such a giving guy too on top of it. So it's going to be hard to top the GOAT, dude. It's like trying to beat Jordan pretty much. And thankfully we have 2 GOATs in Chicago.
Yeah, exactly. That's the first thing that Jeremy, who was my roommate in Chicago, when I stepped into his house, basically he told me, there is
Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
We had the 2 best players of all time in basketball and in football. So nobody can mess with Michael Jordan. And
don't come over here with your LeBron shit.
There's no LeBron
shit somewhere else.
No way. So yeah, I will say Dick Butkus, and to me it was also a dream last year. On August, being a guest on his podcast with his son Matt and Matt Mendola too. Amos organized everything, so there was a huge gift for me. Also stepping into the studio and find a giant shape and say, "Oh man, who's that?" And that was Jim McCovert. Was the guest before me, so I say, okay, I can't believe that. Because you slapped my face, so maybe I'm dreaming. No, it was crazy, and they were so nice, and we had fun.
So let's talk about that hookup there, because we're all friends with Amos, Lorenzo, Bear Army guys.
Of course.
So how did you end up hooking up over? Was it at the CBTC is where you initially hooked up with these guys?
Yes.
So how did that connection happen?
So basically the connection, I think, came even before the CBTC, because so I asked to join Chicago Bears Italia, and then I don't know how I became friends on Facebook with Billy Flores.
Okay, yeah, my guy, Billy, the defense guy.
Yeah, so Billy is my mentor. Billy is my bear.
Billy from the van, man. Billy from the van.
He introduced me everyone else, him and Bear Mysterio, because also with Bear Mysterio we had a great relationship since the beginning, and they were the first 2 guests we had on our show coming from America.
That's very cool, man.
And then when I went to, I don't remember, it was kind of around the Thanksgiving time, maybe the week before the COVID stuff. We came back to Chicago because my wife had stuff to do, had a show over there, and we joined the game against the Giants, the one that Barkley broke his, I don't remember, was the knee, or the ankle. We won that one. Yeah, that was an Eddie Jackson, maybe, if I don't remember bad.
He's always making moves. He's always making moves. So you
And
hooked up
so,
with Billy, and then obviously where I first met you is Billy brought you to the preseason tailgate of
yeah,
First and
exactly.
10 in the South
And that
Line.
was my
That was
first
your
time with you
introduction
guys.
to First and 10, baby, right?
Yeah. I have
So why don't you just tell us about your whole experience with First
I
and
have
10?
these,
There
and
you
I have
go.
these.
There we go. So we got coin representation over in Italy.
Yeah, that was such a pleasure and honor. I was humbled about that because it was totally unexpected. And Bill and I, with our families and friends, went to a Sox game, and he took off from his pocket the coin and said, "Hey, you part of the crew now. You're a coin holder," and that was amazing.
We need to
Yeah,
spread the fat love worldwide, my friend. And
yeah,
who better have a
and
representative than you, right?
I think we're working pretty well about that.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
So basically, I think also Billy and the guys were appreciating our efforts in order to promote American football in Italy, yes, here in Europe. So when it was the century of the Chicago Bears, Chicago Bears Italia basically decided to make a publication of a book called Chicago Sunday, and actually I wrote the book, and the design is with Luca, the president, created the cover.
Yeah, that's absolutely
and you can
amazing.
see many legends on the cover except Trubisky, but that was the guy of the moment. So that is the only regret that I have about this book, because when you do something,
always redo the cover. That's okay, man.
Yeah.
That's redoable. We know artists, all right?
So basically, well, I would have removed Trubisky, but yeah, okay, he's still there. He was the quarterback of the century.
Yeah.
And so, we decided to print 100 copy, hand numbered for the 100 years, and this book has been shipped from Australia to United States, to the north, to the south, everywhere.
That's awesome, man. That's very cool.
And when we met also the Chicago Bears coaching staff a few years ago on a camp, basically sometimes coaches from America come, especially for the summer. They come in Italy and Europe. They have tour, and they coach for those who want to improve and getting more deep for the Italian players, actually. So once, like the season after, it was when 2018. It was the 2018 that summer. Most of the Chicago Bears coaching staff came to Varese, close to Milan. It's 1 hour driving, except Fangio, who was just being hired in Denver, and Steve Spagnuolo replaced him. He was the only one from Kansas City. And so that was the time that I've been able to give the copies to the coaches. And
that's so cool, man. I got to get
one
copy
for
of
the
those.
president. Yeah.
You got to send me my care package whenever that's ready. We'll talk about that later. So back to First and 10 tailgate, man. So let's start with the Malort shot. It was the first time you had Malort that day. And who was your friend you had with you? You had your friend with you that day, right?
Yeah, that was Alex Shapiro, which he's actually a guy from New York who moved in Chicago. That very year we did the same thing, and he was a colleague of my wife. Just they were working in separate department. He's a writer. She was from the sculpture department, and he's a super fan. He's a true sport lover. He lives for sports. Of course,
you guys had a great time, man.
Yeah. He's a Jets fan, but has always been cool with the Bears, and basically we share the passion for the New York Knicks. And so, we live together. Basically, he was my best friend in Chicago.
He was an
We're
awesome
still in touch.
Guy,
yeah.
So let's get back to the Malort shot, man. Let's tell us about your experience.
Yeah, the Malort shot was. a little
How would you
like,
explain it?
unexpected but good, you know.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, of course.
You don't gotta lie to me. It's known as like the
Because
most
everyone took to, you know, like if it is not a good liquor, but yeah, I mean, the taste is not sweet at all, but it's cool.
You wouldn't have it on the rocks just sipping on it or anything.
I was looking to find like the mignon, the little bottle, but I wasn't able. I asked around because I couldn't bring Millard on a fly with all the stuff that I had. But yeah,
saying that, I'll send you back in the care package to you. Spread the love around Milan, baby. Spread the love around Milan.
That was cool. That was cool.
So you also got to do our smoke bombs that year too. So when we held up the smoke bombs.
Oh yeah. The smoke bomb. Raphael gave us the smoke bomb, and that was always fun. I mean, since I'm part of the extreme fans from football, so like ultras, I support from the side, the hottest side. I always manage that stuff basically.
So coming back to Italy, like explaining the tailgating and all that, the American football tailgating, like how did you explain it to them, and what was kind of their reaction of like how we tailgate?
Yeah, it's kinda weird because everyone will love to join it. Because they hear stories, they listen stories about tailgating, and the most fascinating thing is that you think, okay, maybe not in September, October, but I tailgate once for a Bears Packers game. Our record was a total mess. It was by the end of the year, there were like 0 or less degree since 7 a.m. I was freezing that day. I was frozen. Yeah, it was crazy. Like I had ice. My beer became ice, a piece of ice, and it's good. So
you're not talking anything strange to me, my friend.
No, yeah, of course. And when people over here, hear about a group, many thousands of fans outside of the stadium or in the lot, in the park, whatever, grilling stuff and drinking beer and having fun since 6, 7 a.m. before the game. And, Chicago, I mean, the weather is not the best.
It's all about dedication, my friend. It's all about dedication.
Cold than hot, but when there is 0 degrees, you got to be really passionate to be out there.
So what's it like waking up at 6 in the morning?
I wake up every morning at 6 in the morning.
But on Monday, the football game's still going on from the Sunday Night Football when you wake up.
Right, exactly.
That to me would kind of freak me out a little bit. What is going on there?
Yeah, so everyone is curious. And I will have a friend of ours, Lino. He's from Trieste. He's one of the guy who basically considered the lucky guy that bought one of the 100 copies of the book. He contacted me for that, and then we became friends, and he asked me about what I have to do in Chicago. Please tell me. And so I wrote him a mail, I put in touch with you. And I told him. Exactly. Good.
So he's coming out game 1, dude, and game 1 is just going to be completely off the chain. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
7 a.m. till the game doesn't start till 3:30. We're going to have a TV, DJ surround sound in the lot. We're going to have a food truck there. We're going to have an open bar, all the beer, alcohol, everything you can think of to drink the entire time. And you can actually stay in the lot and watch the game if you don't have tickets too. So
that is a great thing
that we're doing this year. So
that is a great thing.
It's going to be awesome, my friend. So
yeah,
we definitely are hooking this guy up this time.
Let me tell you, I'm very happy to see this kind of evolution, because last year was kind of different. The fat started slowly with friends, and then because this is not a group, this is a family, and I felt part of it because everyone showed, their best to me and were kind, helpful, and like everyone was a brother or sister.
Fat love, baby. My wife said it right there. Fat down,
she knows. And I don't know, it's something that you have to experience. So I always tell my friends in Italy or in Europe, if you have the opportunity, you go there, go absolutely, because it's worth more than you can think.
Yeah, and that's really something we go for, man. I'm glad you bring it up and acknowledge it, because it's all about the familyness. It's all about getting together, the love, the super fans, everything, man. So
and everyone wants to join. And I see that.
Yes.
I see that, because when you see something good, you want to be part of that.
I mean, we started originally with the original founding members and a couple of the other original members coming over last year and having our first season. And then it grew up into the hundreds by the time the year is over with. And now our Facebook page has like close to 3,000 people on it. And
of course,
we're selling tickets to come to the town. So, I mean, it's evolved very fast, man. And,
yeah. But I'm super happy about that, because all the effort you guys put on it, like Rafa, like Billy, like Mysterio, you guys, I mean, Andy, those I met, Big Mike also. I mean, it's one by another, a piece of my heart.
Yeah, man. Hey, we're all brothers, and you're one of them, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Somebody has the book number 51 on here, Facebook user.
Yeah, Billy has it.
Oh, there we go.
So when I went to the Matt Bacca's studio, he asked me the copy 51. I say, you have to talk with Billy, but he won't give up. He will not give you the copy, because it's, I mean, it's too precious.
He's probably got it in the van somewhere. I'm going to steal it from the van next time.
Might be. I mean, he was the defense guy. So to me, the defense was Bacca's, and that's why I gave it to Billy. It was, I would have taken it for me. Okay? But I gave it to him.
Yeah, Billy's all right. He deserves it, I guess.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So my wife didn't get a chance to meet you last time. I told her how awesome you guys are, and I was kind of give her the inside of the show and explain how you came to the preseason. So we're all getting together now. Like when you came to the preseason game, like that was like 10% of currently what it's become now. It's definitely become an experience for now, my friend.
But still cool. It was my first time ever preseason game. I had fun, and
that was a preseason game too.
So. Preseason game, it was the first time for me. At least I've seen playing Mahomes and Fields.
So when are we getting you back out, man? I mean, everyone's gonna want to beat you, especially after this, seeing how cool you are and everything. When are we gonna get some Bears Italia out for the fat tailgate again?
I don't know yet, because this season might be hard because of working reason, and but I'm looking to the next one for sure. Nice. I mean, Thanksgiving is always my favorite time of the year. We don't celebrate it here in Italy because there is not a tradition, but in most of the Europe, basically. But to me, it's like even better than Christmas, like the atmosphere that I found in Chicago. So if I have the opportunity, I'll be back for, and that's also the time of this when the season can turn over.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I'm more excited about that. I mean, opening and Thanksgiving are always the moment that
So you guys also do a podcast like this, Chicago Bears Italia podcast. Why don't you talk about that a little bit? Then after the show, we can post that by page and let the people know about that.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Like basically, we try to explain and to examine what was the game, and we have like an overview.
Sure.
We have the preview for the game, and because then you have a weekly, schedule, and so.
And you do the podcast, correct?
There is a podcast and the show live, like the one we're doing with UFOTs, like every Wednesday night. Basically, it's afternoon for you. Around same time we're doing it. It's just on Wednesday, so we can talk about the previous game and the next one. So it's always split on two, and we try to get since last season we tried always to get some fan from opposite team, like or that faced the week before,
I'm doing something similar this year. I'm gonna have
I've seen it. And I think it's a great, because you have the opportunity to share different point of view, and always, I mean, perfectly what happened with your team. Sometimes not even that perfectly to me, but others. If you want to know something from others' team, they're more deep than you. So it's cool to share this.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like I said, we'll get your YouTube channel out there for anyone who's interested. So lastly, what has Bears Italia got in store for this season? I mean, you guys have anything new coming up? Any plans? Any get-togethers? Anything in store for this year?
So actually we met last time at the beginning of the summer. There were a few of us hanging out, but there were no games, so just discussion and beer.
Sure, yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah. And for the first game, we always join Huddle Magazine parties with many other fans from the NFL. So it's like when you go in London and there is a London game. There are people. I mean, when I was there, like they were playing the Bears and the Oakland Raiders. It was last season of the Raiders in Oakland, and it was hard to find a Raiders fan. There were jerseys from all over. The other 32 teams' jersey were, I mean, all around. Everyone representing his team, and there were few fans from Bears. No, not few. There were many actually, but less than I expected, for example. And for the first week, it'll be similar. We have this bar in Milan. It's a sports bar called Mind the Gap. Theo is the owner. He's a sweet guy. He bleeds sports basically. So the best place in Milan where you can watch sports is over there in television, of course. And so we will join there. And then we have a great relationship with the Vikings, Italian Vikings crew.
Very cool. Division rival group.
Maybe because we have a common enemy.
And who would that be?
But they were very supportive with us, and I also they have their president of the group, the founder is Francesco Porcello, is a dear friend who also helped me out with a couple of books that I published later. And so once we had a meeting for both the Vikings Italia and the Bears Italian groups at that bar.
Yeah, dude, that's what I love to hear, man, because it's almost the same way here. And it's not with every group, but particularly our group. We're a fan of fans. I mean, I think a lot of people think because we're playing a team and they're the enemy, we want to win the game, that we just hate them and we hate their fans. But that's obviously not the case. I mean, we have other teams' fans at our tailgate every single time, and we travel to other tailgates and we hang out with their fans, and we get open-hearted with them too. So I think there's a misconception. I love seeing that exactly overseas too. Like, you guys aren't enemies overseas because of opposite teams either, and that's just not something.
Yeah, but that comes. I mean, when you see fights over the stadium, it comes since a long time because you were political stuff most of the time, and then because the movement was born through the 70s when there were, I mean, it was other time.
Sure.
But sometimes there are still political section that fight each other, and the hate remaining.
Well, you got like the soccer hooligans too,
like soccer hooligans. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't have hooligans in Italy. We have ultras, but it's kind of the same thing. Even if it's nowadays is slowing down, and also because ownership changed, price. I mean, stadium access changed. It's not affordable like back in the day. I remember now it's kind of expensive, and they want the families at the stadiums and not the hooligans. It's more like that.
Course,
so that is what is happening. For example, my team has an American ownership, which is doing pretty well. So, and then trying to bring the American sports culture, which for me is still the best. And otherwise I wouldn't done the thing that I'm doing, we have to learn over here.
Hey, and I love your Bears Italia shirt you got going on, man. That's an awesome shirt there, my friend.
Thanks.
Well, Alex, it's been just an absolute pleasure having you on the show, man. I mean, I'm just so impressed with you guys. When I met you and I first heard about Chicago Bears Italia, and as a lifelong Bears fan myself, I'm just excited to know and see that we have support around the globe, and you guys are doing it right over there. And you guys always have a home in Chicago with First and 10 tailgate. And obviously, you know that. So that's absolutely amazing, my guy. So I appreciate you coming on, brother. I love you to death. I hope we can get you live at the tailgate soon.
Yeah,
we will promote you when you come to the tailgate. We're gonna let everyone know we got our Italian brothers coming.
Even before I will cook.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's do it, baby. But Alex, you have a good rest of your evening, my friend. I might have a good rest of my night. Wish me luck in my fantasy draft, brother. And it's been a pleasure having you on, sir. And you will definitely be on again, my friend. All right.
Thank you so much. We will invite you as well as soon as possible.
Let me know, brother. We're going to work it out.
Absolutely. We have to find out just because it's weekly working time, but we'll fix it.
Hey, we're going to figure out that 7 hours, sir. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you so much for having
brother.
me.
Bear down,
love
brother.
You, everyone.
Love you too, bro. I'll talk to you soon, okay? All right, guys. Thanks for joining me on this Sunday edition. Like I said, we were trying to work out times. Unfortunately, it was just a Sunday that worked out best for both of us. So definitely appreciate that. Tomorrow, turn around. I got Bearman on the show. So you guys are definitely going to want to turn in for that. Bearman's going to be live here at my house. We're going to be shooting the shit. We're going to be having a couple bears. I'm going to get him growling on my show. He doesn't know that yet, but he's going to find out tomorrow. It's going to be a really good time. After that, I'm going to be taking a break because I've been doing so many shows. I've been doing twice a week for the last few weeks, just to try and catch up on guests I wanted to have on before the season started. So I appreciate you guys tuning in for twice a week. It's going to go down to once a week, though, after tomorrow night. And my next show is going to be right after Labor Day on a Tuesday. That's going to be the week before the Bears play the Packers. And I'm going to have Packer Mania on from Green Bay Packers, ESF superfan. Dresses up like Hulk Hogan. It's going to be absolutely amazing. You guys are going to love them. Other than that, guys, appreciate you tuning in on the weekend. Have a good rest of your evening. And as always, you guys know what to do, and that is to bear down, baby.
Thank you. And go Bears!